See, Gary do not slap, 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 Gary do not slap. If I yes say, you talk say.
Hey, what's going on, Cass?
Gary do not slap, Gary do not slap, Gary do not slap, Gary do not slap.
I'm just a regular guy, a regular Nigerian. Last of five kids. Been through the hustle, still hustling. I've seen like the bottom and the top side of life,
Yeah.
and makes me a little bit complicated to some people because most times I have a different view because I guess because I've seen a lot
Yeah.
from my traveling around and also from my personal life, which sometimes can be chaotic. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I'm just a regular guy. Like very fun to be with. Like all my friends will tell you, like, yeah, I'm always the life of the party, like the very funny type. I'll probably make you laugh the first 1 minute I meet you. Like 60 seconds. You don't bust laugh. I don't think something stupid to tell. Yeah, my friends can depend on me for that. Like no matter how, even for your papa funeral, I will talk with you to make you laugh, like normal level. Funny guy. Yeah.
See, before my pallet died, I was a butty boy. Misbehave money tonight, I was a naughty boy. After that, everything happened so drastically. People disappeared, they went on sabbatical leave. Suddenly, I see myself the trek. 24/7 on that sun, I see myself the sweat. My former friends oppressed, jumping on fashion trends.
Yeah, one of them is losing my dad. I mean, I was the last of five kids. My dad was just I wouldn't even say middle class, almost middle class. You know when they say you be champion for people with a faith. You dey almost faith, but yeah, this kind of thing. Yeah. My dad was almost middle class. And as the last of five kids, now I was shielded from the realities of life. Like I didn't even understand. Like my father was never home. Like he used to work in an oil rig. He'll be gone for months, 4 or 5 months. To come back home, sometimes 3 days, 4 days. He's back again 3 months. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And when he was working in town, he was out of the house by 5 before we were up. And before he came back home, like 11, 12, we were already sleeping.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could go months without seeing my dad. Sometimes I tell my mom, like, yo, if Popsy come today, wake us now. Because, whenever we see him, we get something like back then, 10 naira, 20 naira. That would make you a big boy in school the next day. Yeah. When my father died, it was like, it was a good shock. It was the kind of awakening I wasn't ready for, from problems with family, immediate family, the African tradition. Yeah, I saw my mom go through a little bit of torment on the spiritual level too. And it was crazy times. We were almost homeless at some point.
Right.
I remember a lot of those family meetings, where people were talking about, oh, you guys can't go to school, you have to, some of you have to drop out,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's just like it was stuff like I was still in high school, so immediately I started hustling. Immediately I was like 12 years old. Yeah, immediately I started hustling. I got out of high school at age 15. And as soon as I got out of high school, I got two jobs. Somehow we were able to have a roof over our head all through that time. Although now that I think about it, yeah, we struggled a lot, but there was never such a time we were really hungry for a long time. I mean, sometimes we went days without food, but it was always the way. So my father dying was one of them. My uncle died, my cousin, I called him my uncle because he was a really older cousin of mine, and we were really close. He was closer to me than all my big brothers. He used to support me in school because, as God would have it, he grew up with us in our house and he got a good job after school. He was working for one of those oil companies, Chevron Nigeria back then. And yeah, he was my big brother. Like I remember my matriculation, like everyone just a turn up. You know that kind of thing to take pictures and stuff. And I just did it though. I can flash on 3 times. It was a Saturday. Like 15 minutes later, I come call me, say, why you dey flash my phone? I say, man, today na my matricle. I say, why you not tell me? I say, I forget. I say, okay. Say, okay, who did that with you now? Mama did that with you. I say, no, mom, see no come, she dey house. Ah, And I started mentioning my brother's name. Nah, none of them is just me. So nobody did that with. I can't say, yeah, nobody did. Yeah, though, okay now. Now, hung up. Yeah, about 2 hours later, I just saw he drove into school, convoy, him and his friends. He brought my brothers to school. They didn't meet my mommy. They didn't meet my mom. I mean, the funny thing is, after he hung up, like 30 minutes after, I saw some people drove into school first. They were erecting canopies and chairs. I saw
Yeah.
DJs setting up. I saw
Yeah.
vendors setting up drinks and stuff. I didn't know it was for me. Yeah, he just drove into school like that. Oh my God, we had like, he just drove into school like that, and boom, it was a big party for me. And 2 months after that, I lost him. All right. You know when they say you can't run away from who you are, right? I mean, I remember back then, it's not like the thought of dropping out of school didn't cross my mind, but it was kind of messed up because I was pretty great at it, you know? I mean, why are you gonna drop out of school when you're the best in the class?
Yes.
I couldn't justify it to anybody or myself. So all right, I'm just gonna do this, and I finished it. It was just so unfortunate I was great at it.
It's so unfortunate. Did they give you scholarship to go abroad?
I mean, like I said, so unfortunate. I treat my music like HIV. It came to a point I realized there was no cure for it. So I had to find a way to live with it. Like, even when I'm at work, even back then when I was in school abroad, I used to write lyrics in class. I write lyrics during exams, during writing exams. Like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come.
Yeah.
So, I just decided, why not? I mean, it's one perfect way for me to preserve my legacy, my life. Like, I don't have a diary. I don't write things. I go through day by day, month by month, year by year. And before you know it, you're 90 years old and your memory is faded and you have no way of transmitting these experiences to people who care to know. So music is just my way of documenting my life. And of course, it's lucrative these days. So why not? I mean, it comes to me naturally. Nobody say that they force am. If you get some, you get some. If you don't get some, you don't get some. If you did, did. If you didn't, didn't. So I know it's not time. We just keep doing it though. We do it. I mean, we used to do it purely because for the love, but right? Why not? For the profit too, you know? I decided I needed an environment that had constant electricity and Wi-Fi. have, I, have, have I been able to stay connected to my fans back home? Because I have constant electricity and Wi-Fi. That's the length and breadth of it.
See, once again, let me be blunt in a sharp way. I'm feeling very dizzy.
I know I took a 3 years break when I came out here in America. It's not like I wasn't dropping music, but yeah, it wasn't like official. I did a lot of freestyle, especially during the elections in 2019 and 2023. Well, from 2019 to like 2021, I wasn't really putting out music. I really started putting out music in 2021, 2022. But before then, of course, I had to deal back home in Lagos. I put out a couple projects within 2 years. Yeah, within 2 3 years, I put out a couple projects. But yeah, aside that, yeah, now we're really putting out music consistently the past 2 years, and the impact has been phenomenal. How have I been able to keep the momentum going? Like I said, that's who I am. I'm an artist. Even when I don't intend to write music, they just come to me. They come to me in the bathroom when I'm eating, when I'm working, especially when I'm working. Like I wonder why, like sometimes I have to multitask. Like if you check on my phone right now, there are a lot of videos of lyrics. Like everything I see around me, everything I hear, everything I read on Twitter, everything inspires lyrics. Like, bro. You get one way inside my head recently, I say, no be bomb, now slap the key mosquito. I think about things like that and I just put it down. I know someday I will use it. I mean, I was just thinking about the Russia-Ukraine war and Nigeria, they follow Niger, they do Gidigbo. And small Niger, no, we normally say if we respect ourselves, if we look the way they will coordinate, you understand? They call the follow us make my say try am now. You know, so kind of conk. Yes, now. Maybe saying a smally conquered man. Now the old man use the head to collect conk. You understand? Sometimes I they look at the disrespect from afar now where we put ourselves, you understand? Not be bomb, now slap the keep mosquito. I the reason shout. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in support of any kind of violent conflict. I hope the whole West African sub-region comes to a diplomatic solution to all the problems they're facing. So there will be there will not be need for loss of innocent lives. Like it's avoidable, let's avoid it. That's all I'm saying. All through my life, a lot of people have actually, at some points, at almost at different points in my life, a lot of people have actually told me that I couldn't do stuff. You know, you know, if you go school, I go school. Quite fair when I did secondary school, like junior. Woof. Yeah, yeah. At some point, I actually contemplated mechanic or tailor. Yeah, I want mass one key. So yeah, yeah, a lot of people say I wouldn't amount to anything at different point in my life. And then I got into college, and my first 2 weeks was woeful. We had like these 2, 3 tests, you know, without warning now. And I had no foundation from secondary school, so I failed those 3 tests. So yeah, I had to sit up. I had to sit up and change. I digress anyway. So when people tell you you can't do shit, just find a way to prove them wrong at every point. And that's what I do. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm doing right now because there are some numbers some people actually told me I would never hit no matter what. And I'm hitting those numbers right now. And it gives me joy because I know say the PR budget never did. So however my music is moving right now, it's so organic. Maybe now people they tell people about the song. So we're doing the little we can, oh, but you know, compared to the giant PR companies out there, again, it's like the Russian and Ukraine war. Feel me? Now by the grace of God, now we take it survive. But it's just the love and the passion we have for it. Like those lyrics really enter my head. It's I want to feel me. Like people, I really feel people deserve to hear the kind of things that get whispered into my head sometimes. Sometimes I decide on the crazy. I'm gonna put out one more music this year. Then next year we see if we can start touring Europe, especially the UK and out here in America. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Probably by the ending of next year, December. I have those plans. It's not set in stone, but I'm just looking at it like, probably time to go back home. Yeah, and it's been a blessing being out here. We're just gonna have to observe the political situation back home because right now it's so fluid and I am very politically opinionated. I always want to be in a space where I can say the truth without fearing for my life. First of all, I would say I'm sorry. I'll apologize to the youth into like 23, 24. That's a very crucial age in everyone's life where you're just really try to start figuring stuff out. Back in the day, we didn't face the kind of pressure you guys faced. There was no social media. There were no influencers. There was nothing like that. You didn't have to wake up every morning and see a burner boy buying a chain of $2 million or a Davido buying a chain of $1 million or somebody buying a private jet or Charlie Poppy popping somewhere. We didn't face those pressures. So I want to apologize to the generation for like, yeah, now that I look at it, like I don't know how my life would have been. I don't know if I would have been able to focus in school if I had to face some of the pressure we're facing now. I mean, come on now. And these celebrities, they're not even taking it easy at all. Omo, I follow DJ Khaled page. I almost get high blood pressure, man. Rolling in the latest car, gold plated. Bro, now human beings they watch these things. And everybody, of course, everybody wants that life. How many people are patient enough to go through what you go through to get there? So sometimes I'm wondering, is this motivation or is this pressure? I think the pressure is too much. That's why we have a lot of people, a lot of young kids saying, even in Nigeria, I read it on Twitter, a lot of people are depressed. I went through depression sometimes early this year. I made music out of it, though, but I mean, it had nothing to do with all of that. But what I'm trying to say is like the pressure that social media actually put on kids these days, like it's crazy. So I want to say to them, growing up, like all fingers are not equal. Some people raise in a sprints, pa, 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 pa. They don't reach finish line. Some people raise in a marathon, small, small. But the most important thing is say everybody reach their finish line. Now, when it happen for you, now it's supposed to be your time. Maybe when it happen for the next guy. So I'm appealing for patience, for patience. And always remember, everything you see on social media is what they want you to see. Sometimes some of these guys, they are broke inside. No, allow the pressure come to you. Look that thing, laugh. Now social media tools, entertain yourself, nothing more. There is no other way of saying it. We are failing. Our fathers kind of like failed us, but we are failing the next generation in proportions way more than the people before us failed us. And we are not even realizing it. Everybody, they kiki about the whole thing. Everybody na influencer. Music, no real art out there like that no more. Everybody not just influencer. It's crazy. Who did they influence? What thing did they influence? So my message to those people, my younger self and people around that age bracket are like, you'll take it easy, it will happen for you when it happens for you. No giddy giddy for life.